I just don't think of having a sequel. Now, I know a lot of people wanted a sequel for this particular movie, but I didn't think it needed one. And then it's been so many years, I really didn't think that they should do it. We're going to talk about Gladiator 2.
Yes, because when they said Gladiator 2, I'm like, but why? Because most of these movies, the gladiators and stuff, are almost all the same. Most of them are pretty much the same. So let's talk about this one and why they made a part 2.
All right.
If we can even explain why they made a part 2.
So this one stars Paul Mescal as Lucius. Denzel Washington, or Denzel, as he says, his name is supposed to be pronounced.
Pardon us.
As Macrinus. Pedro Pascal as General Acacius.
I like him.
Connie Nielsen as Lucilla, and she was in the original Gladiator that came out in 2000. So we're talking 24 years. I can't believe
they waited so long to just, why not just name it something else?
Yeah. I mean, and was it 2000? Did I write that right? I mean, geez.
From 2000. And it was 2 hours and 28 minutes. That's pretty long for a typical movie that's not like DC or Marvel or something.
It was very long for a movie. I had to mentally prepare myself for these long movies.
Yeah. Well, Wicked was
Gladiator 2 and Wicked, and they're both like almost 3 hours. Well, Wicked's closer to 3.
Wicked 2 hours and 40. And I don't know if I've ever seen a movie longer than Wicked. Even with the comic movies. Close, but I don't.
There's been some that have been like
a couple, maybe, because that's long. There. But this is long for Gladiator, 2 hours and 28 minutes. Yeah. So what's going on in Gladiator Part 2?
All right, years,
many years, decades.
After witnessing the death of Maximus at the hands of his uncle, Lucius must enter the Colosseum after the powerful emperors of Rome conquer his home. With rage in his heart and the future of the empire at stake, he looks to the past to find the strength and honor needed to return the glory of Rome to its people.
We've heard this plot, watched it many times. Most Gladiator movies are about the same. I wasn't thrilled with the movie. It was okay to watch. I think this is the second time that I could not stand Denzel's character.
That just means he's doing a good job acting.
Of course he is. And I just couldn't stand him in here. But I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like a wowzers to me. Like I wouldn't have called you and said, Jules, you really have got to see Gladiator 2.
I agree with that assessment.
Yeah.
I agree. I saw it because I saw the first one, and there was like good things. People were like, "You gotta see it. You gotta see it."
It was good.
It was good, but I don't know. Maybe it's just not fully our genre too. There's some people out there that probably are super stoked, and they're like, "Yes, this is my favorite movie, the best movie of the year." The cinematography was good, and it was good overall, but it just was like,
fight scenes were good in there. But it's just, you've seen one, you've seen them all, and that's what it is with this type of movie. Now, we got some fun facts. Okay.
Okay, once Paul Mescal was locked in for the project, Sir Ridley Scott, Paramount Pictures president and CEO Brian Robbins, and co-presidents Daria Sircek and Michael Ireland pushed hard for a star for the other major role in the film, and took a shot with Denzel Washington.
All right.
The two-time Oscar winner. When the offer was first presented, it was unknown whether he would actually do it. Washington is known for his great taste in projects and doesn't sign up for just anything. But after having previously worked with Scott on American Gangster in 2007 and reading the script, sources close to the project said he was excited about the badass role Scott had conceived with him in mind. A meeting with Scott soon followed, and after the director gave his pitch, Washington was all but on board.
Well, I'm happy he went on and did the movie because we've been hearing that he's retiring, right?
Yeah.
Is he retiring?
He said he was retiring.
Is he not going to retire?
He listed out a whole bunch of projects that he's in, and then finally he said he's not retiring. Because, I mean, you might as well just say that. When you're ready to retire, like, just be ready to retire. Don't say you're going to retire and then list, like, 10 different projects.
Yeah, don't say that to us, and then you got some more stuff coming out, because now you done got us all worried and all sad that Denzel is retiring, and then you still got more projects coming up. Let's just wait a little while. You got so much more to give.
Right.
Come on, don't do that to us, Denzel.
And then my other fun fact, it was something, you know, I saw this and I remember when I was going to see it, my son was talking about how Denzel wasn't going to do like an accent. And I was like thinking, well, we'll see when I get there. While most of the cast members have adopted a British accent for their roles, including the Irish Paul Mescal, Denzel Washington was criticized for keeping his own American New York accent in the trailer. He commented on this by saying, "Whose accent would it be? What does it sound like anyway? You're going to end up imitating someone and end up with a bad African accent." What may have contributed to Washington's decision was that he had already received some backlash for using a London accent in one of his early movies for Queen and Country in 1988.
Ooh, we never heard of that one.
Yeah, I guess he said, not doing that again.
It was probably bad.
That's when you get a voice coach. You get one of those language coaches. Yeah. Accent coaches.
But it's hard. I can imagine it's hard keeping it throughout the whole movie.
The whole thing.
Because I've seen some movies where people have had accents and then like midway through you start picking up on their American accent.
Right.
And then you're like, they're losing it a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's hard. So I give shout out to the people who can do it.
Yeah, you know what you can do and you know what's out of your parameter. And he said,
exactly.
Nope, not going to do it.
Exactly.
You know who I am.
You know
I'm going to do what I'm going to do.
And I'm going to be in the movie.
That kind of reminded me of him in Training Day.
When the way he was talking? When he was talking, yeah.
And he was sexy in that.
Yeah.
And he was sexy in this.
And we couldn't stand him in either one.
Yeah, before I saw Training Day, I was like, he's a nice looking guy, but I don't see why everybody's falling over him. But then after I saw him in Training Day, I was like, oh.
Yeah, see?
Okay.
Yeah. And then we've seen him in some movies where he looked totally rough. We be like, good grief, man. You still look good, but good grief, you're looking rough. He's one of them people that you can rough him up and they still look good, just like Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
You can dirty him up and all kind of stuff, but the man is just still fine. You just can't get over the fact the man is just still fine.
All right.
But you see, all right.
Well, how many clappers would you give this, though?
I think I'm going with the strong 3. Like I said, I've seen them all. It's pretty typical of all the other movies that I've seen like this. So I'm going with the strong 3. What about you?
I'm going to give it a 3 as well.
3 as well?
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's good.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. IMDb
gave
it 7 out of 10. The tomato meter is giving it 71%. And the popcorn meter is giving it 84%.
Okay, so it's kind of mid-level there.
I mean, mid to high though. So with those kind of ratings, that makes you feel like I should go see this. But if you're like us and that's not really your full genre, maybe you want to skip it. I don't know.
I say check it at matinee if you go.
Check it at matinee or wait till it's streaming and watch it. I mean, it is entertaining. It's just kind of long and.
Yeah, typical.
I just felt like you could have named it something else. I mean, but they do have they have a couple people from the original in it, like the mom and stuff. So I thought that was cool. And she doesn't age. That woman is gorgeous.
Yeah, she doesn't. She looks very, very nice.
At all.
Very nice.
Like,
she did a good job too. Well, there you have our review of Gladiator II. Don't forget, Jules and I, we are on several platforms. Let me tell you which ones.
Listen up.
First, we are on Cash App. Any donation is appreciated, but better to give than to receive in the holiday season. 'Tis the season to be jolly and giving. And we are also on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We are on Instagram. And don't forget, on Instagram, if for some reason our video is longer than 15 minutes, they'll cut us off. But that's okay. All you have to do is go to Facebook, like our page, follow, go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, and you won't miss a beat at all whatsoever. And we take requests. If there's something you want to see, let us know. Doesn't matter what genre it is. We'll review it, shout you out on the show.
If you want to give us a gift for free, a free gift. That would be liking and subscribing to our page and liking the video. Even if you don't watch it, fast forward through a little bit, hit that like button. That'll count for us. That's a free gift.
Yes. That's actually a good idea. You can give us the gift of liking and subscribing. Okay? Thank you very much for tuning in to our review of Gladiator II. We will see you back here very, very, very soon. All right? Happy holidays. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.